Welcome to the Camp Oaks Parks Showroom. I'm Kimberly Sizemore, and today I want to talk to you about something a little stinky. So I grew up in the South, I'm from Georgia, and every good Southern lady knows there are some proper topics that you should not discuss in public. And one of those is probably poop tanks. But when you're camping, you cannot ignore the black tank issue. In fact, we get a lot of questions about it. If you've been camping for a long time, you've got this down, it's probably old information for you, you're good. But if you have sensor issues, if your sensors are showing full but you know that tank's empty, I got a tip for you, so hang with me to the end. For those of you who are not sure about this, or you're new, or maybe you just have a stinky smell and you don't know what to do about it, let's talk about your black tank. So first of all, if you do have a smell coming from your trailer, it's probably that you're not using enough chemical or any chemical, and you shouldn't be smelling anything coming out of your potty in your camper. So let me tell you what to do. We have some chemical that we sell. You don't have to use my product, but let's just start with that so that you have a good idea of what you're looking for when you do want to buy it. So you need to be putting chemical in your black tank every time you dump your black tank. You put in chemical and 2 to 3 gallons of water. So every trip when you dump it, put in chemical and 2 to 3 gallons of water. If you're camping for a long term, every time you dump that black tank, same thing. So first of all, we sell Aquakim. It's made by Thetford. This Aquakim name, it's a name I grew up with. We've been using Aquakim liquid chemical in our toilets for a million years. So this is the liquid form. Nowadays, they've gotten fancy and they've also made pre-packaged little pods that you can drop in there. It doesn't matter what you use or what brand. The only thing you're looking for that matters, it says enzyme deodorizer. Okay, that means it's gonna cover up that stinky smell, but we don't just want it to cover it up. It also needs to say something like it breaks it down. This says waste digester. So that means that your toilet paper, I'm gonna leave the other things in your black tank to your imagination. It's breaking all that down, and we need that to happen. So what happens is you put gross stuff in your poop tank, it goes all on the walls and the sides, and if it doesn't get broken down good so that when you flush it out and you're dumping that black tank, it's gonna hang around. So we need something in there to break that down better. So we have the liquid and we have the pods. Now there's a little bit of a debate in our store. My husband, who was the service manager for several decades in several RV dealerships, he only prefers the liquid. He says that the little plastic pods, when they open, the little plastic pieces don't dissolve very well, and he doesn't like that in the bottom of his black tank. Now my father, who's also been in the RV business for 50 years, he always prefers the pods. He says that he prefers them because they're pre-measured, they're easy to do, and the weight of them sinks right to the bottom of his tank, and it's nice and easy. So there's a little bit of a debate here. It's really about personal preference. In fact, you can get these little pods in several smells. You can choose to be at the beach or be at the Alpine Mountains in your potty. So it really is all just about preference and choice. You've got a lot of different options. Again, it doesn't matter what brand, what option. We just need to make sure that it's a good deodorizer, but also it's also breaking down what's in that black tank. Now let's talk about breaking down stuff in your black tank. One of those biggest issues is your toilet paper. So this could also be a problem if you're having an issue. Your toilet paper, people ask all the time, do you have to buy RV toilet paper? No, you do not. You can buy whatever toilet paper you want, but the key is that you have to buy thin toilet paper. That chemical is made to break down the toilet paper if it's thin enough. I know some of us really like nice, big, soft, cushy toilet paper on our tushies, but if it's too thick, it's not gonna break down well when you pour chemical in there. So whatever you use, just make sure that it's nice and thin toilet paper and it's breaking down well. So that is kind of important. You don't want anything, again, to hang around. Okay, so let's talk about your black tank is reading full. So many times we get people bring their trailers in for service and they'll say, please check the sensors in my black tank. It's reading as full, but I know that I've dumped it. 9 times out of 10, maybe more than that, there is no issue with those sensors. We hear it a lot, but usually we know there's nothing wrong. So here's what happens. The sensors are at the top, you've dumped your tank, you know it should be empty, but something is hanging on those sensors. A little piece of toilet paper or something else I'll just leave again to your imagination. Something's hanging on those sensors. So we just need to make sure that that gets knocked off somehow. So here's a really good tip that I want to give you about black tank sensors. This is an old timer's trick, but it does seem to work. Put a couple of ice cubes in your tank. Drop them in there right as you are leaving your trip. Open your tank, dump them in there, and as you're riding down your road, your trailer, as it bounces down the road, those ice cubes are just going to bounce all off around the walls, and they're going to hopefully hit those sensors and knock anything off that's in there. It's just going to dissolve into water. Water in your black tank is not going to hurt anything. Plus, you're putting 2 to 3 gallons in there anyway when you are adding your chemical. So just try the ice cube trick, and if you have any other tricks I haven't heard about to help your black tanks smell better, send them to me. We might not have heard them before, so send those suggestions to me. Also, if you want to see a video or you have any questions about camping stuff, send that to me as well. Maybe we'll do a video on that. So send me your questions. Be sure that you subscribe to our channel and like this video, and we will see you next time. Happy camping. Happy stink-free camping.